don't think so.
And I'm back. Welcome, everybody, to Gamer's Ledge and the never-ending technical difficulties. My name's Mark. I'm one of your hosts, and the Dungeon Master is Daniel. Daniel, take it away.
Hey, everybody. So when you drop off, it doesn't record us anymore, right? Because
Correct.
you can't see us. Okay. Nice. Hi, everyone. I am Daniel. I am the GM for this MCU game. It's been a while since we played last. Just for those of you in the know, this is an MCU game that takes place after the snap, but does not include Captain Marvel or Endgame or any of the further movies. We branched after the snap. We have a smaller group with us tonight, starting with Mark, of course. Mark, who are you playing?
I am playing the Silver Surfer.
Awesome.
A much powered down version of the Silver Surfer.
A nerfed Silver Surfer.
Correct.
Silver Nerfer.
A silver nerfer.
Yes.
John.
Hi, I am Jonathan. I am playing Blindfold. Blindfold is a telepath mutant. Blindfold has no eyes, but has the ability to sense things around himself with his mutant mind powers.
All right. And Nick.
My character's name is Aeon. My character is a mix between Elixir and Rogue.
And for people who don't know who Elixir is, what is that?
Elixir has the power. It has the power to heal, basically. He can heal.
I'm going to use Elixir's other power to burn it all down. I'm just letting you know.
Elixir is something you drink when the world is too harsh and you want to make everything seem like it's spinning around.
Oh my!
Oh, sorry, that's alcohol. That's alcohol, not elixir.
Yeehaw. Okay. So, when last we left our team of intrepid superheroes, I had planned out a giant thing where they were going to have to deal with the moral implications of saving Congressman Kelly from a group of underground mutants who were planning to assassinate him on his tour of the eastern United States, and they instead handed over all of the information to the Wakandan sources so that Wakanda could take care of it. I should have pulled a page out of Nick Fury's book and just said, "B, please, you guys were in space. Wakanda is not available." But, that being what it is, we are going to pick up from there. It is 2 days now before the fifth anniversary of D18, and Professor Xavier has called you all in, you three, in for a special request. You do know that this morning he also sent the others on a mission. But the others were not able to quickly tell you what their mission was. All hush-hush top secret. This is after you've had breakfast and are happy with yourselves because of the good fine work you did yesterday of cleaning the gutters and, I don't know, rewiring Cerebro. I don't know. Cleaning up after the devastation from broadcast?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buffer.
Buffer. Thank you.
Right, buffer.
Yep.
Buff.
Because I was like, buffer, I just met her. I see. Yeah.
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 It was a name that I immediately regretted as soon as I said it.
Yep.
Well, sometimes you meet a player and you just know that they're not competitive.
Nice. All right. So actions.
Waiting for Professor X to tell us what to do.
So you are going to his office.
Oh, I go to his office.
You three arrive upstairs, and it's
Wait a minute. Wasn't he gone?
He was gone. Yes,
Right.
as in completely disappeared.
Right.
As in, we found out that he got kidnapped or something, didn't we?
Right.
Which I totally forgot until this
Oh,
moment right
okay,
here.
good. Yeah, because I was like,
So
why are we going to
Hey,
his
I was
office
going with
again?
it. I was just gonna go with it.
So, Scott Summers, who took over for Xavier while he's gone, has a mission for you. And then rewind, retcon, fast forward. You're arriving at
Hey, look,
Professor
you're a
X's
comic book writer.
office, which is, I could have said, oh, that was Multiverse 225. This is Multiverse 777. Anyway.
Multiverse.
Yay, yummy. Scott Summers has a mission for you. Hopefully the whereabouts of Professor Xavier. And a wild Justin appears.
Ah.
You say that as if there are Justins that are not wild.
Well, there's Justins that told me he wasn't going to make it. So you guys arrive at the office. Scott Summers, who is, he's a young adult. He's in his late 20s. He's wearing a set of kind of high-tech 80s sunglasses that when he turns a certain way, the ruby lenses shine in the corners. He welcomes you to all sit down. Give me 1 second. Hey, Justin?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are you playing or are you just sitting in?
I am playing. I was able to get some stuff done, so I'm trying to set up.
In the
Why
future,
is it not looking at you?
in the
That's what I'm
future,
trying to figure out.
they make mobile devices that you can communicate on.
Well,
to let
well,
folks
maybe
know.
I just finished. All right.
I would have waited 5 minutes. You guys make your way up to the office, and he tells you, I have a mission for you, but it's very under the radar. There's a mutant who leads a group that are trying to stay away from the main population centers. And he takes in mostly the mutants that stand out and that we know would be
The Morlock?
treated poorly. The Morlocks are actually the mutant group that you guys ignored. Moving on. His name is Eric Lensher. And he runs a mutant enclave on an island in the South Pacific.
Blindfold
Yes.
will ask, is there any reason why we should interfere?
Well, no, but because the island is cut off from communication, and it's because of some of the mutants on site, it's incredibly difficult to even find. We're not sure if Xavier was taken there. So it's one of the places that I need to send a group to go and scout.
And what else should we know about this area?
Well, I wish there was more that we could share with you. We have pictures, and he pulls up a couple images that float up to the holographic table in front of him. We have pictures of the island when it was first found and started to be converted.
It doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, but it doesn't show any of the new growth or what it looks like after the other mutants have gone there for sanctuary. And you can see the pictures are of a fairly sizable island a couple miles across, a couple miles deep, but it's pretty much blank. It's empty.
How did no one know this was there?
There are a couple mutants that are very good at being and staying lost, and they're using their powers in conjunction with the natural properties of the island to keep it off the radar.
Ugh, sounds exhausting.
You said it's in the South Pacific?
Yes.
Okay, so it's in the Van Allen Port.
Yes.
Blindfold will take a few moments to explain that because of the Earth's magnetosphere, there is an area where satellites cannot operate close to the Earth's surface because they would get irradiated and knocked out. And this makes an area of several hundred square miles in the South Pacific effectively invisible to spy satellites.
Wrong. Mostly right.
But does Aeon know that?
No.
Okay. So he says we have a new transport to get you out there. It's a modified Quinjet. We're borrowing from Wakanda that should be able to get you down there with no problems, quickly and quietly.
You had to say no problems, didn't you? Great.
Blindfold is going to say,
Thanks for jinxing us.
Blindfold is going to say, do we have the legal right to violate somebody else's airspace like that?
So, Professor Xavier has kind of a word-of-mouth agreement to send mutants that we know are a danger to themselves or would be in danger because of how they look or how they act or even their powers, to send them down there. We haven't sent one down to the island in at least 9 months, but it's still an ongoing pact, if you will. So we actually have you guys taking 2 of our students here down there. Buffer, as you guys met, who we feel that the instructors and the teachers down there would be better easily able to do that, and Armor. And you all know Armor from the school. She is surrounded by neon pink armor that prevents her from touching anything outside the armor or anything outside touching her inside the armor.
That's unfortunate.
Yep.
And do the people going to this area have a say in whether they go or not?
So, Mr. Lensher believes it is in the best interest of anyone they find that are a danger to themselves or others. And to be fair, once they arrive there, it seems that he has a 100% success rate. We give our people the choice, which is why we haven't had anyone in the last 9 months.
So it's like a mutant prison? That's
no,
an island?
It's a sanctuary.
It's like that one movie
That's
where all the convicts are like dropped off on that island.
Jurassic Park?
Australia?
No escape or something?
Daniel and I went to completely different comedic places, and I appreciate it.
No, it's a sanctuary, or at least that's what he would say. We haven't had very many mutants leave the island so far, but I don't believe that he would keep them there under duress.
And exactly how do they contact you if they wanted to leave?
We have some secret means of communications that in theory, they haven't shared with their leadership there.
So it's
You mean like a satellite phone?
Like one of the mutants there has the capability to communicate broadband to anyone, including people back here, and because of that power, they soak in a lot of other voices, but they were able to help them there. That doesn't mean that they can't still communicate. They do eventually. Broadband does occasionally send messages out, but other than that, there isn't much. The nature of the island and the people on the island prevents a lot of outward communication, travel, and finding it.
That's sort of my point. Is how do you know that the people that you sent there, in all my travels, 100% success rate never equates to something good.
That's fair.
60% of the time works every time.
Well, we can definitely go check it out. I'm just, my only concern is what if Buffer doesn't want to stay there after we
When he comes back.
So
how do they get the signal to us? If it's all contingent off of one person, that seems like a pretty highly.
Well, we'll just give him a satellite phone. Those things work everywhere.
I thought the nature of the island made it so that communication was difficult.
Yeah, satellite phones won't work. That's a very good point. So perhaps you should check.
If the land's relatively even, I might be able to do a scoping of the land and try to find something.
Also, radios exist.
Radios don't work though. Perhaps you can look in on some of the people that are there, that we've sent there in the past. See what they think. See what they feel.
Great.
See if they're still there.
Can you send me...
Professor Xavier trusts this Eric Lenzer person, so why shouldn't we?
I'm not saying we shouldn't. It just sounds odd. It doesn't sound in line with what I know of the professor's ideals.
Sending them to a private school where they can learn how to better control their powers and not be affected by the public.
And no one's heard from them in months. And
well, it's like summer camp.
Do you want to sign up for summer camp?
Your kid doesn't send a mail back from summer camp. It doesn't mean that they died a horrific death, or that they were used to power a giant battery for a mutant weapon.
Kind of making my point.
It doesn't necessarily mean that.
Yes, let's go check it out. Can you transfer by chance a list of the people who are supposed to be on the island so that we can actually verify that once we're there?
So when you asked originally, he started downloading all of the files of the people that went there from Xavier Mansion and the people that he knows of that the island has sent groups for. It's like 150 people.
Perfect.
So what is Eric Lyncher's powers?
Magnetism. Mostly metal, some earth, depending on the metallic content within the earth.
Ooh,
surprisingly,
silver.
high
That might be
styrofoam.
bad for you. So are you actually metal or are you just shiny? Never asked.
Who are you asking?
You.
He said it might be dangerous for you.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Exactly. It's dangerous to go alone. Take one of these.
That's right. The power cosmic is not just comprised of metal. It's other things as well. It's
All
mostly
right,
energy.
keep your secrets.
But yes, I do look like... I look like chrome. Like liquid chrome would be the closest. In human form.
What do you look like when you're not in
So
human
that's why
form?
my
No,
computer is
humanoid
always
form.
slow around you.
When I don't have the skin on, I look like a normal human, but with like Namor pants. So, kind of like Speedos, but a little, yeah, good faces.
I'm just gonna let you keep describing it. I like this.
Yeah.
He's like a Ken doll down there.
And speaking of describing things, new to this week's stream, I was waiting for us to play to actually test it, but now people can interact with us on the stream. So if you're on the Twitch stream, there is a button called Live Requests, and for 100 bits, which is basically $1, you can make Daniel re-roll one of his last roll. And for $1, you can make one of us re-roll our rolls too. And for $10, you can add a plot point to the game. You're welcome.
You son of a gun.
I've been looking for a way to make this a thing for a while, and I finally got it. It's pretty slick too, because like the picture of the add a plot point is like the evil witch from Sleeping Beauty, who's like laughing in the rain while the lightning strikes. It's good.
Nice.
You know, Mark, you know what else is slick? Our sponsors, who support us from Patreon.
They are slick. And those that subscribe to our Twitch channel also. They're the slickest.
Did you know that if you have Twitch Prime, which also is Prime Day today,
Yep.
that you can subscribe to one of your favorite Twitch streams for free every month?
That's right. And you can even resubscribe at the end of 30 days because it's something you get every month for free.
So you're telling me I get 12 free subscriptions every year?
That's right, and you can use it right here at gamersledge.com.
That sounds impossible.
It's unparalleled value. I'm just waiting.
Not that I don't just love this sponsor. Insert word here. But can we move on?
I agree. We should move on. Alright. Oh, that's wet. Why is that wet? This is leaking.
Aw, is that moist?
You know what would clean that up, Daniel? Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Stop giving them free advertisements.
I thought you were gonna say generic Ready wipes.
they leak everywhere.
That's because there's, for some reason, cat bites all along the edges here. I have no idea why, but now it's leaking all over my stuff.
Speaking of leaking and everywhere, have you heard of adult diapers? Do you too struggle with leaking everywhere?
How do you mute him?
Okay, just so I know, how many points is it so that the sponsors just stop?
Yeah, that's free.
Alright,
you too
so
can end sponsorship by funding Gamersledge.
you make your way out to the large hangar, which is actually a fairly new addition to the grounds. You know that the larger Quinjet that is kind of unique, that they've nicknamed the Blackbird, it used to just kind of sit out in the open on the landing strip, but now it fits inside this hangar with folding wings. But yours is a smaller Quinjet that is in an off bit of the hangar. You see that it really only holds 5 people at most, and you guys currently have 6. So it's going to be a tight squeeze, but you should be able to do it. No problem.
Got shotgun.
Our 2 passengers.
Well, that's what I meant. You 4 and the 2 passengers. I'm assuming you guys went and packed something other than your spandex suits. No. Okay.
Well, we have utility belts.
Go, bat toothbrush. The 2 students arrive after about 20 minutes. It looks like they were already packed and ready to go. You guys recognize the young bespectacled 10-year-old that is Buffer. He seems fairly nervous, but he's got a big smile on his face. He looks pretty excited, but he's also very pale right now, as in he's probably putting a smile on his face, but super nervous. The other, Armor, is about 8 to 9 feet tall and about 4.5 feet wide. Because the...
This doesn't sound like we're all...
Death by Snoo Snoo?
As she walks in and kind of squeezes into the jet, you note that her armor shrinks down to surround her a little bit more closely, almost as if the armor sizes to the container like a goldfish, but it still doesn't disappear. You note that she also, after she gets in there, she takes a drink, but it's it's almost like a special kind of bottle that seems to atomize the liquid as it shoots it at her face. And she doesn't say anything as she climbs in and sits down in one of the seats. Buffer, though, is more than happy to see you guys again, and thank you for taking him. He was hoping it was going to be you guys because he feels like he's more comfortable with you guys than a lot of the other instructors and assistants around the grounds.
Boy, do we have him fooled.
What?
Young Buffer. It is good to see you again.
See, huh?
Thanks. You too. Have you guys ever been to Genosha before?
First time. And to be honest, I'm a little nervous.
They didn't really give us much information about it.
No, they didn't.
They showed us a video, but that was pretty much it.
You got a video?
You got a video?
Yeah, we didn't even get a video.
Hold on. And he closes his eyes and concentrates, which for a split second makes some of you a little nervous. But you see the holo screen up on the HUD up front projects okay, all of you are of the age group except for Justin that you remember commercials, infomercials from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was always a guy with like a sweater vest, and it was sunny outside, and I mean even with the VCR ripples that would go down, and he's always like the guy from Simpsons. I can't remember his name.
Ned Flanders. Are you?
No. You may recognize me from such films as that kind of guy. That's what
Was this when everything was black and white?
Huh?
Was this when everything was black and white and color hadn't been invented yet?
How do I mute him? I'm not sure.
So that's essentially what this is. It seems like a infomercial, a very happy infomercial done in that style, made for almost like a summer camp. Like that's what it would remind you of if you had ever been to a summer camp. You, Silver Surfer, have never seen anything like this before. It seems interesting, fluffy, and shady.
Right.
Fluffy because it is going over a whole bunch of the niceties of what you can expect from traveling. It's obviously made for children. This video is obviously made for children, and it's showing kind of the niceties of what you can expect when arriving at Genosha. You can understand completely why Summers didn't show you this video, because it wouldn't have given you any additional information at all.
Or made me feel any better about it. Got it.
Yes.
So, hey Dan, is this the Wildlands out of character?
No, it's Genosha.
No,
So
no.
what's the difference? I thought this was that island. That
So Genosha is an island that is turned into kind of like a mutant haven, mutant sanctuary in the comic books and some of the cartoons.
Okay.
The Savage Lands are up north, and Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're up north, I think, hidden in like a giant valley in the ice.
Correct.
Where the valley is actually temperate and there's dinosaurs that live there. When you guys ended your vignette as the Fantastic Four, you actually crash landed in the Savage Lands. The Savage Lands is where Kraven the Hunter, Scorpion, Rhino, where they were from when they came to the Wakanda.
They couldn't have crashed in the Savage Lands.
They couldn't have?
No, because if they did, then their powers wouldn't have activated when they got out.
Dun dun dun.
Because mutant powers don't work in Savage Lands.
They're not mutants, Mark.
They're not. Didn't exist.
They're not mutants.
So I'm just gonna point to the title of the entire role playing game. I'm just saying.
Actually, that's all right.
So, are you a mutant, Mark?
Or
were you granted cosmic power?
I was granted cosmic powers, just like the Fantastic Four.
Unlimited cosmic power, itty bitty body.
I see. Were you saying? So I will say you are correct. I had not considered that because while Scorpion has a biomechanical suit, I had also had him as a mutant, and Rhino the same way. And you're absolutely right. They up there would not have had those powers. So Good point. Notch. Nerd tilt to you, sir.
You received half a hero point.
Somehow I got a wife. Let's go.
Okay, so for you, Nick, and for the rest of you, you would be heading towards Genosha, which is an island in the South Pacific that is currently shadowed from observation. There's probably government programs trying to find it because,
that's what government programs do.
Yeah, but what you guys are seeing right now is a infomercial for Happy Camp, the Genosha story. And it's talking about, it's a older gentleman that's talking. He looks kind of like your a favorite uncle or a young grandpa. No, diabetes. No, I don't even. Old
like
Cap.
Tony Stark's dad when they
He looks kind of like a young old Cap, but he talks with
old.
Yeah, he talks with confidence. And he mentions how there are several different schools to choose from, how your instruction will be based around you specifically, what you need to learn and your power set, how essentially what it sounds like is it's a communist society where everyone gets the same resources and payment and everything, but that's on a really, really high level assumption based on what he's describing. And essentially, perfect utopia for mutant kind is what is coming across the video. And then it ends with, "We can't wait to see you here," and ends. Buffer blinks, one of his eyes closed, and when he opens it again, you can see that he bursts a blood vessel.
Well, I have a question before it ends. Was there a copyright date on the bottom of it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Let's say 98.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. It could not be 98. 2016?
Okay. So that would have been...
After, just like 9 months after the snap.
I thought the
No, I'm confused. I am so confused.
You are.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
D18. 18.
Right.
So it was
2018.
Yeah, so it was late 2018.
So it was just after the snap that they filmed this video?
And you could tell that most of the video was probably shot in front of a green screen.
Okay.
It was all kinds of shady. But Buffer and Armor both look so hopeful that they're willing to ignore the fake
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Also, they're probably familiar with mutants being more than a little lying to non-mutants about our
Yeah, but
business.
this is supposed to be mutant to mutant conversation.
Well, so this is also, you can tell, this might be the video that recruiters show parents.
Mm-hmm. Also, assume that any internal memo will be leaked.
So he shows you this.
It sounds like the people at Genosha have some kind of a very fair communist society, almost like a brotherhood of mutants.
Heh.
So I'm gonna tell. What's the kid's name again?
Buffer.
Buffer. I'm gonna tell Buffer to sit down and relax. Good job. And I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and heal his eye.
Bad touch, bad touch.
You...
I can't stand a bloodshot eye. Just that's John.
You consent to touch the little boy and his eye. Oh, you don't even have to, do you? You don't have to have physical contact. You see that his eye kind of shifts and shimmers a little bit, and then the red flows back. Oh, thank you. And he lets go of his eye. It was obviously hurting him a little bit. He says, I'm really excited. I'm hoping that they can teach me how to do this without hurting anyone.
Well, you just did it and didn't hurt anyone but yourself. So it's a good start. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
He's just seen me when I first started.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, the unless somebody wants to pause it, the Quinjet raises into the air, and starts taking you guys to your destination, which you know is going to take several hours of iron. That's right.
One.
You land killing a witch, the Scarlet Witch, again.
Not the hot one.
Okay. About 3.5 hours out, because you're flying extremely fast.
No.
We're not traveling fairly fast?
I'm sorry. I owe you an apology. That was the animated series, not the comic book.
What?
That drains their powers on the Savage Land.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like that.
Well,
I started to think back through the X-Men history there, and I'm like, no, I know Wolverine uses his powers there. And then I remembered Rogue using her powers there. I'm like, why am I remembering that it drains powers? And it's the animated series. My bad.
You son of a gun.
Sorry.
They became acclimated to it. To the MCU Savage Lands. Where was I? Oh, so you're, it's about 3 hours to 4 hours into the flight, when the, comm system starts lighting up in the Quinjet. You guys are being hailed, essentially.
So,
Hello.
State
hello,
your
my old friend.
State your destination and reason for traveling in this area.
Identify yourself first.
Identify or you'll be blown out of the sky.
This is Cubert Juliet 595. We are approaching... What was the name of the place?
Genosha.
This is Cubert Juliet 595 approaching Genosha Central for delivery of 2 passengers and for standardized meeting with local leadership. Our authorization is Professor X-Ray 181.
Okay, are you making it up, or are you using what you learned?
I'm using the standard
Okay.
stuff for Xavier Institute leadness.
Awesome. There's a pause on the comms, and then there is a bright glowing light that appears right in the center of the cockpit. It looks like a hovering brain that is made of greenish energy. 2 eyes sit right underneath the brain as it floats around,
So,
looking at everybody.
is it actually physically there?
You can feel a presence there. You can actually see it because it's technically a telepathic presence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to ask because, like, if it's a projection or something, I might not be.
It is the power projection, because all powers have projection, of this person's telepathy.
Okay.
It looks around like it's scanning all of you, and then disappears. The voice comes back and says, adjust course by 0.25 degrees, and we will pass you the proper comm codes. And immediately they pass you guys the right comm codes so that you can link into the air traffic control frequencies. And your radio...
Adjusting course by 0.25 degrees.
And you guys...
your comm codes to our
You guys start hearing chatter coming over the comms. Some of it sounds like telephone conversations. Some of it sounds like, but they're like quiet, and a lot of them together, so you can't really make out specific conversations. And you also hear instructions every once in a while to alter your course or whatever. It becomes very obvious that they're making you do one of these to land. And before too long, looking out the front path, it looks like open ocean, and you pass a certain point, and just past that wall, you see a glimmering city made of glass, metal, and quite a bit of what looks like marble and other stonework. The tallest building is probably 13 or 14 stories high, but there are a lot of buildings that build tall instead of wide. There is a lot of open area, but it both surprises you and doesn't surprise you because you knew what you kind of had an idea what to expect. You see mutants. As soon as you can see the city, you see people flying around. You see creatures that are far too large to be a normal human, walking around doing stuff. You see a group of somethings that are relatively humanoid swimming really fast down at one of the docks.
Also, it sounds like there are significantly more people here than we thought at first.
We're not in Kansas anymore, guys.
Like, we heard a number that was like 75 people at this.
No, 150.
150.
150 from what was sent.
Sent from Xavier School, and that they knew that were missions that were found. Yeah. Estimating just by what you're seeing, you could guess several thousand.
Well, good. That makes me feel better.
As the ship kind of takes over in the auto landing, you see it's landing at in one of several large round landing zones that are off on one side, kind of on their own dock. And you land, and you can see that there's 2 other Quinjets there, both of them with Wakandan markings.
Are they modern model Quinjets, or are they older?
They look almost identical, to the Quinjets that were handed out as party favors from the Wakandan summit. Because you know that like almost all of the people that came went home with a communication device, a Quinjet, and some other things. This looks like 2 of those Quinjets.
Quinjet party favors. I really need to start attending better parties.
I know, right?
Actually, I want to take a moment to compare the tail numbers on those Quinjets.
Can you see the tail numbers on those Quinjets?
Yeah, I can see and identify the Quinjets.
But if
How?
they're...
I mean, okay. I'm going to turn to one of the compatriots. Be like, hey, can we compare the tail numbers on those Quinjets and identify where they're from? I say to the other people in our Quinjet.
I Silver Surfer, beep boop bop boop. Sorry. Computer skill 0.
You guys are landing, you ask that question, and the Quinjet just crashes directly into them.
You want us to look for what? Hey Siri, tell me where the Quinjet numbers are. I'm sorry, I can't answer that.
Research yourself.
Strongest Avenger.
Anyway, you got someone in there is able to match the tail numbers. It doesn't look like anything has been changed, so it's not like they scratched off the serial number or equivalent. The ships seem to be, one is from a southern African state, and one is from an Eastern European state that were given out, but they're both here. So whether it's somebody visiting or some other thing, you're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
As you land, you note that there's nobody immediately on the landing pad, but as the door comes down, you can see a man. It looks like the man from the video, but he's dressed in kind of rich purples and magentas, in a kind of fancy, what looks like maybe a traditional robe dress, hover down like onto the landing zone. He looks through the doorway and, not seeing Xavier there, says, "Oh, I thought Xavier was going to bring them himself. It's been such a long time since we had anybody from the Xavier Institute."
He's missing.
His eyes go wide. What?
Yeah, he was in Cerebro, and something happened. We don't know.
I like how you say that. He's missing. By the way, where are the chips?
Chips?
You know, Doritos, Ruffles. We're hungry.
I extend a hand to him and say, "You must be Mr. Lensner."
Yes. And he actually wipes his hand off on his clothes and then grasps hands with you. You can feel his power kind of moving over the skin of your hand, almost like he's scanning you with his power.
Mhm.
You look like metal, but you're not metal, so he's seeing how much metal you are. Yes, please. And you are?
My name is Norin. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm actually not a mutant. I'm was assisting Professor Xavier before he disappeared.
Oh. Well, we're happy to have you. And he looks over his shoulder and nods, and then looks back to you, but you're not sure who he nodded at or why. And he says, "So, are the rest of you not mutants?" And you can see Buffer is hiding behind his chair, still up in the Quinjet, armor has come out, and she's now her normal size.
Buffer,
At this
come over
point,
here.
blindfold will I shall remove the blindfold.
Oh God, put it back on! Oh God!
Why? He doesn't have any blood vessels burst.
Yeah, but he
I
also
don't even
doesn't
have
eyes.
eyes to have blood vessels in.
He
And I shall
says,
extend my hand and say, blindfold, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lencher.
But he's like 90 degrees off.
and you, and he'll shake your hand. So are you like him or like us, blindfold?
Oh, we're all mutants here except for him.
Noted. Well, welcome all. As you, Silver Surfer, I keep wanting to call you Nehru Singh. That's one of Mark's other characters he plays in a lot of my games, and so it throws me off a lot. But he says one more time,
Norin.
He says, Norin, is this a friend of yours? Indicating to Buffer.
Yes, this is Buffer. He's a child with an amazing amount of potential, but he needs some help learning how to control his power.
Well, that is what we're here for. Please, there's nothing to be afraid of. And he, as he's waiting for Buffer and kind of keeping one eye on Buffer, he also goes to introduce himself to Armor and find out more about her, because he can now tell that while you guys may have come to bring yourselves here, possibly, the children were definitely brought here to be here.
Yeah.
While you guys got kind of a shady riff off of the island with no name and the creepy mall recruitment video, unless your characters are naturally super suspicious for no reason, he really seems like a older, nice guy who legitimately cares about making sure people are where they should be. Buffer slowly makes his way out of the jet, carrying a large duffel bag, and shakes hands with Eric. And Eric says, "Well, were you guys planning on leaving immediately, or can I offer you dinner? Usually we host the new students and their guests, which I would say would be you."
We would love to stay if that's all right.
Absolutely. When you guys came off, I had my people set aside quarters for you, if that's okay. But please, feel free.
I only need about a fit.
What? I didn't hear what you said.
I only need about a fit.
Nice. He said, please, be welcome. There are very few areas in Genosha that are off limits, and really it's just for... That's right, for bark, 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 bark. For safety, both for the students and individuals living here and yourselves. Some of our residents are still learning to control their powers, and some of them, their powers are very devastating. But usually those areas are marked. If you can each take one of these, and from a hidden pocket, he takes out wristbands that essentially are slap wristbands, but they're a screen. And you can see that they have the map of Genosha. Am I even saying that right?
Genosha.
Genovia.
Thank you.
Genovia.
I am very tired.
Genovia. What? Genosha.
Genovia.
No, Genosha.
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure he says Genovia.
No, that's what he said, but he meant Genosha.
I meant Genosha. The map of Genosha, and as you turn it, you can see that different areas on the map go red or go green, depending on if it's a dangerous area or not.
How do you keep this place hidden? It's fascinating.
Well, that's a well-kept secret, to be honest.
Well, seeing how long Wakanda stayed under the radar, that seems like a very silly question.
Wakanda was under the radar? How did they get it there?
Literally
Because
by
they had
staying
radar
under
first.
radar.
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, right. You're not from around here. Yeah, people tend to keep secrets quite well on this planet. It's rather weird, actually.
But I understand the reasoning for wanting to keep something precious hidden. If you don't mind, there are a few students that we wanted to check in on while we were here to see how they were acclimating and that everything was all right.
Absolutely. Feel free. It's been a while since we had any actual representation from Xavier's little school. But again, if those students are currently in training or in one of the danger areas, please be cautious.
Sure.
Caution is my middle name.
Wait, was it caution or...
Neither of those are technically my middle name.
That's
Oh, okay.
a weird. That's a weird middle name. Is it German?
Hey.
Okay. So he turns and starts walking down a path until he gets to what looks like a monorail. And sure enough, after about 5 minutes of waiting, a train speeds and then stops. And he gets on. He ushers the kids on. You can also see that he has taken small rods about the size of a pencil out of another pocket somewhere hidden, and placed them underneath the baggage of both of the students. And he is hovering the baggage behind the students as they're moving. So it's up to you on whether or not you go with him, or
Yes,
if
let
you...
us go with Mr. Lensher.
Mm-hmm.
He seems quite nice, quite kind.
As you guys get onto the monorail, you can see that it's got about 8 cars. Most of them are pretty full, with some obvious mutants and some normal-looking humans that are doing things that obviously point them out as a mutant. Since it would seem that since there is nothing here preventing people from showing off, a lot of the people show off if they have something to show off. So a pyromancer has a small ball of flame he's playing with. Somebody who can stretch is being over dramatic with their yawns and stuff to stretch, so it's pretty obvious. And pretty soon after the doors close, the monorail speeds off. You note that it is that Lensher is concentrating. He's talking to the students and answering whatever questions you guys have, but you can also tell that in the back of his mind he's concentrating really hard, as if he is helping this monorail do something. As it slows and stops near some of the larger buildings, you can see that the cabin that you guys were in, between where you got on and here, everybody else who was in this cabin either went into a different not cabin, what are they called?
Cal?
Car.
Storm?
Cars?
No, car that was in this car either went to a different car or got off at a different stop. As it arrives here, it slowly unhinges and detaches from the monorail and starts floating up in the sky until it comes to hover like right in front of a bank of doors that lead into what looks like a small apartment building. And you can hear a couple clamps as it clamps itself to the wall. Here's our stop, he says with a smile, and gets off and into it. You can see that what you originally had thought might be like an apartment building is actually a fairly large lobby with what looks like maybe dorms on the other side of it. He says, this building is our main teaching living area. A lot of the other buildings that you'll see around town are businesses or other pop-ups that have sprung up to help people understand their powers or live the life they want to live here. This, however, is for our newest students. It's raised to be separated from everything else going on in the city. As I'm sure you can tell, you can barely even hear the goings-on of the city. And you do note that the sounds, the normal, traditional sounds of the city, while they are quieter here because there are less cars and less people, there was still that normal hubbub of sound that you get from being in a city. And up here, you can barely hear any of it at all. As you walk into the larger lobby, you also see there's other students milling around and walking around, and two break off from the group and walk over, and it is a girl with black hair pulled up in a bun that has bright green stripes pulled back into the bun as well, and she's wearing kind of a slightly longer go-go dress, like 1960s go-go dress. And the boy that's with her, she's about 16 or 17. The boy that's with her is about 12, 13. And he has a full beard, like 2 to 3 inches of beard. His teeth are sharp. And you can see he has wicked-looking claws at the ends of his fingers. He's wearing what can be best described as fashion, because it's clothing with tons of rips in it. And they look like purposeful rips, but with those claws and teeth, you can never know. They say, welcome. Are you to the 2 new students? And they're completely ignoring you guys, it would seem, and talking to Armor and Buffer. Buffer at this point is wide-eyed and a lot more excited now that he's seen so many people like him. And Eric nods to the 2 newcomers, and they kind of... I'm trying to think of a non-villain term to say.
Are escorted away to their pods.
Yeah. No, I was going to say they herd them off like sheepdogs.
They show them... Yeah, they show them to their dorms.
And kind of, you can hear them talking about what to expect from the school and how, like, for them, like, what their powers are and how it was tailored to them and that kind of stuff as they walk away.
I noticed when we arrived that there were several Quinjets from Wakanda that were given out from the Wakanda Summit. Did you by chance attend or know of what transpired at the summit?
We had some eyes there, but we didn't get the full picture. You know, these Quinjets, one was donated to us. The other we purchased. One of the smaller countries that was able to send somebody to the Wakandan Summit had no use for a Quinjet, and we had the funds. The other, we actually have a prince here, and he brought it with him.
There are some things that I shared at the Wakandan Summit that I would like the opportunity to share with you at some point before we leave. Since you are kind of an isolated nation or sovereign state, you need to know what's coming.
Okay. I appreciate...
Creepy.
What was that?
Is it creepy?
I appreciate you making sure that we're informed here. There is a lot that we don't find out about.
I'll leave you to decide when the time to talk is right. But I will. You would most likely want to bring any others that you would want to know this sensitive information, and then I would share it with all of them.
Genosha has a council. I am by no means a leader here. I just kind of help make things run smoothly. But if you don't mind, I will definitely invite them.
Absolutely. Please.
And he says your wristbands will show you to your quarters. I believe you said that you wanted to look some people up. The computer consoles, and he points to the lobby, and you can see there are computer consoles all over. Like, this is a study area, so there's computer consoles all over. He said most of them should be able to get you the information you need, where the individuals are or where their addresses are. Good luck. There's a lot of people here. Right. So it may not be easy to find the people that you're looking for, but if you need anything, tap the bottom of your bracelet twice, and it will link you to our support line.
Thank you. You've been most generous.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go help get dinner started. And
seeing you there.
He walks back to the monorail. It unhinges from the wall and floats back down, and then takes off along the monorail.
Shit, that was our ride! Oh, wait, no. Oh, damn it. I just
we can fly.
I swore on the friggin' podcast, sorry.
Yeah, jeez, Mark.
Yeah,
God.
sorry.
It's your podcast.
I know. My bad. Sorry, fam.
Shame on your cow. Shame on your...
Also, I was wrong. It's a South Atlantic anomaly, not South Pacific.
Same difference. I was describing the Lost Island. It's fine. Okay, actions.
Well, since he took the friggin' monorail, how do we get back to transportation from here?
There's several elevators that'll take you down to the first floor. Like, there's nothing...
There's a slide.
Genosha, land of 1,000 slides. I don't like it.
It's in letters.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like shoots and letters on a citywide scale.
Or the Greek holes. Holes are good.
Mutant Candyland. Alright, so I'm going to go look up the first 5 people on the list.
Land.
Okay.
And try and find them before dinner / meeting with the council.
Okay.
But before I leave, I asked the others, what are you planning to do between now and then?
We should travel in pairs so that we don't get terribly lost. I'll travel with you.
Okay.
Shit.
Hey.
Podcast.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, we heard it.
Do I kiss your mother with that mouth?
Yes.
You would when she wants it. Okay, so besides delivering the children here, what else are we supposed to do?
No, that was really it.
See if Xavier was here.
Yeah.
That was the main mission.
Well, Eric seemed rather taken aback that he was missing.
Well,
Yes.
well, we know he's
Likely
not
that
here.
he'd be here.
We know he's not here. Or I know he's not here. Yeah, because I scanned for him. He's not within 19,000 miles of Earth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I specifically asked, can you sense the moon? And he goes, I think so. And I said, you don't sense Xavier.
Right. Right.
Of course, you haven't tried to sense anything within this island.
I'll try to sense Xavier.
You don't sense anything from this island while you are on this island. As in, you can't even reach off this island.
Can I
But he's
sense?
power cosmic.
However, your power cosmic senses a power cosmic.
Is it me?
No.
All right. Where is
So
that?
it is somewhere beneath you in the city.
Well,
But because
find the power
you're getting some kind of static, like a fuzz when you're trying to tune in a channel.
mm-hmm.
So it's hard for you to pinpoint, but you can kind of sense the general direction. But you aren't. You think back like you're trying to send your senses or sense back to Xavier's mansion, and it stops about 30 miles off this island.
Okay. Yeah. Change of plans. Why don't you guys, and I point to Surge and Aeon, why don't you guys check on the first 5 people on the list? There's something I need to check into here, and Blindfold, if you want to go with me, you can still come.
I will come with you. Also, I can scan for the professor myself.
Wah wah wah.
Well, I guess it's
Yeah.
good that the 2 scanner people are going.
Enhance. Enhance. Enhance.
That's not how this software works. Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you. That's right. You scanned for the professor, Blindfold. I'm actually searching for something else that I just detected here on the island.
Yeah,
Additional
Blindfold.
pylons.
Well,
I just tasked you with that you didn't come with on your own. Go ahead and scan for them.
Additional pylons are needed.
Enhance.
by your overlords.
Enhance.
So, you guys are given a list of 5 individuals. 3 are students that were brought here about 9 months ago, and 2 are people that came when Genosha started about 4.5 years ago. Those are the first 5 on the list.
We start with the closest name to A, I guess. Genoshan Church.
You find his name is Aaron Rogers, sure, and he has graduated the school. It even has kind of a generic power set listed for him, fire manipulation. On your information that you brought with you, that you used to cross-reference to find his location here, you know that he nearly burnt down his entire town when his power is activated, which is why he came here. And he is currently working at a bakery down on 2nd and Main.
Not a smithy?
Not a smithy.
Not a morgue?
I
Wow.
was gonna
That's
go
dark.
with Leshner's Bakery, which would be even more dark.
That's awful.
Yeah,
That's freaking awful.
it's super awful. All right, so we start searching.
Alright. You guys, so how does your search work?
Mine is the astral projection. So if we're actually walking right now, I'm not going to be using it. I'm going to be holding it in reserve. That said, when it comes time to go from this floating platform down to the ground level, I'm going to be like, hang on, I got this. Go to astral projection mode, and my astral projection body just, like, jump.
Well,
One of the nice things about having an astral body, you can be like, I'm going to jump off this cliff and fall my way to the bottom. It won't hurt.
well,
And then,
you-
and then
I
your body
wasn't-
falls off? Falls?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna use the elevator anyways. I pulled the surfboard out of my body and then you can sit on the surfboard or lay on the surfboard, whatever. I was gonna use the surfboard, so if you want to,
I can do that.
do your thing, we can do that way.
No, I will be conscious as I ride the surfboard.
Okay, well, I'm flying down to...
And I glide down as well.
And Serge does one of these. Bomb.
He runs straight
Right.
down the air.
Yeah.
If I go fast enough, I can fly, right?
Yeah.
Flap
Sure.
your arms. Flap your arms.
Run around this room very, very fast, and then run straight out the window.
All right, the trick.
I'm gonna get shot.
I read this once. The trick to learning how to fly is to throw yourself at the ground and
Miss. I love that. I love that line. I love that line.
I thought that's how you get into orbit.
Well, yeah, but you have to fly to get there.
Oh, okay.
You guys make your way to the ground, all of you, and you can see that the sounds here have definitely picked up. It definitely sounds like a city, but you can see that most of the cars are very advanced. Most of the vehicles are very advanced. You can see that many of them look to be driverless. Is somebody eating their mic?
Nick's doing something with his mic.
Many of the cars are driverless, and you note that they seem to be low emission or no emission, and people moving back and forth seem to be calm and peaceful when talking to each other. And then you obviously see the flyers. There's quite a few flyers that are making their way, or people running super, super fast, that kind of stuff. Like a mutant utopian city. You also note that your cosmic power is one way, and the bakery is the other way.
All right, I guess this is where we split.
So we're going to go with the bakery first. As you guys make your way down the street, Surfer and Blindfold disappear behind you, and you find your way through the masses. You note that there are, it's almost like, I want to say it's almost like a comic book, but there are individuals that you are walking by that boggle your mind. You see someone that is the size of a walking hippo, with very animal-like features, but they're carrying a huge backpack full of what looks like construction equipment. You see a couple people that fly by, but they're about the size of pixies, and they stop in front of you and then fly out away from you. Nice. And you make your way to Sal's Bakery. You can smell it before you get there. It smells wonderful.
Is it a Jamaican bakery?
No, it looks like a deli bakery. And you make your way past. You see a line that's forming outside, and that's what you see. You see a small glass front building called Sal's Bakery. It is obviously a diner bakery, but you also see a line about 20-25 people coming out the door and wrapping around the side of the building. Surge and Aeon.
So, we've already got the list of names. Who do you want? I guess, do you want to do a random check?
Well, we're here. I might as well just check on them.
Are you rewinding, Justin?
Kind of had a buffer that cut out, so.
Was it because you were playing a video game, Justin?
It was mainly because I was reading a message.
You decided you were going to go with the top name on the list, whose name is Aaron Rodgers, and so you made your way down to the bakery where he works, and so now there's a... Huh?
And second in main. I a lot of that. I was just trying to. I got lost the last minute.
So Sal's Bakery
Yep.
is a fairly popular bakery deli. There's about 20 people with a line coming out the door.
Okay. Does it look like the line's going to end anytime soon, or does it look like it's just a constant fill up?
It's going through pretty quickly. It's just people ordering food and then making their way through the line. That's pretty much it.
Do you want me to wait in line? Because I'm assuming I look a little more normal than you.
No, I think Aeon looks normal, doesn't he?
Yeah, what does it matter if he looks normal? You're in a town full of mutants who are openly flaunting what they got. You two are the weirdos.
And if you look, my eyes are glowing white right now. To blend in.
Man, you are flat.
To blend in.
Yeah, let's wait in line, I guess.
Go ahead.
As
You guys-
we wait in line, I kind of quickly go in a little bit and just kind of listen to orders and quickly put the next order right by his hand. Innocuously.
You're cutting in line?
No.
No, I
The
think
first
he's
order
trying.
falls off red, and magically it's really quickly in his hand.
He's speeding up the orders. It would have taken you guys about 20 minutes, but it ends up taking you about 12, just because they're being very efficient today. And you guys make your way into the building. The smells inside the building are even better than the smells outside the building. Fresh breads, freshly cooked meats. This is a fairly popular lunch destination. You can see why. It's the food smells amazing. You get to the front of the line, and based on the picture that you have on your pad, it is in fact Aaron Rodgers who is taking people's orders and giving them food and that kind of stuff. And he looks up to you and says, "What can I get you guys?"
Hey, Aaron. Long time no see.
I don't think he knows us.
He sure doesn't seem to.
Oh. I figured he did. He was from the manor as well, I thought, right?
From 9 months ago, yes,
I
but
would have been there 9 months ago.
yeah, but did you get to know every single student on a one-on-one basis?
Eon's kind of
And-
I'm kind of a big deal, you
and-
know?
And many of the students that came from Xavier's were only Xavier's for a very short period of time before Xavier went, "Oh crap, this kid's way more than he's very dangerous," or "We want to get him somewhere safe, so we're moving him."
Okay.
Well, to be fair, they are wearing X-jump spandex suits, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. He says, "Oh, I didn't see those very often. Are you guys from Xavier's?"
Yep. How you doing?
Not bad. You?
Pretty good. We're just doing a wellness check. We dropped off 2 new students. Thought would stop by and see how you're doing.
Looks mighty carby around here. Looking good. Looking good.
Carby. He says, "Here, I'll do you guys a special." And you can see him moving behind the counter and getting food prepped, and puts a tray out for you guys, and it's 2 bagel sandwiches and 2 coffees.
That's also the same reaction I have to bagel sandwiches and coffee, so I appreciate you, Daniel.
They look amazing. They smell amazing. He says, "If you guys will wait right over there, as soon as I'm done with this line, I'll be over and I'll talk to you guys."
Awesome. We'll be right over there.
And it's amazing. He has definitely found his calling as whatever he's doing, because the food is really, really good. You wait. He gets through the line fairly quickly, and I would say it dies down, but it's still pretty big, but he hands off the reins of making people's foods to somebody else that works there and walks over. When you saw him 9 months ago, or when you see the documents of him from 9 months ago, he was kind of a skinny, scared kid. He's grown up a lot in 9 months. He's bigger, built better, but he's healthier. And he looks significantly more confident as he walks over to you guys. So, you know my name. Who are you guys?
I'm called Aeon.
I'm Serge.
Oh, so we're using our made-up names. I'm
The Blaze,
I-
gotcha.
yeah, I'm Blaze, yeah.
Oh, you want to know like my real name? You can call me Josh.
Nice to meet you, Josh. He looks expectantly over at Serge. When Serge doesn't say anything, he just moves on.
I don't give out my real name.
Aren't you? No, I'm just kidding.
If my first name was Cletus, I wouldn't either.
It's true.
Yes, that's my first name. Absolutely, Cletus.
Okay, he pulls up a chair and will answer whatever questions you guys have. Those are some great questions.
I know, right? So sorry, I thought Justin would have something to say, but anyway, all right.
Hang on.
So how's your life here so far? It's been 9 months. This is I've never been here before. This is quite the settlement.
Yeah, it really surprised me. To be honest, when they first showed me the video, I thought it was going to be pretty shady, like a bunch of tents out in the wilderness, or that they were going to kidnap us and wipe our brains and turn us into soldiers or something. But to be fair, that only took like 2 months of the 9 months, he says with a grin. It's actually really good. They taught me how to control my powers, and that my powers are not me. So accidents can happen, and the best we can do is try to move on from them and learn from our mistakes. I don't even use my powers, to be honest. Not unless I absolutely have to, and I haven't had a reason to for a while now.
So you have the fire or pyrotechnics or pyrokinesis.
Yeah,
Something like that.
places his hands on the table, and you can see that they have thick latex gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls one glove off, and immediately at the edge of the glove, you can see he has like third-degree burns on that hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then he pulls the other glove off, and you can see that it looks like a burn. So like that smooth kind of skin you get after a burn.
Mm-hmm.
He says, with one hand I create fire, and with the other I control it.
Interesting. Does it always burn you every time?
Every time. Every time. And he struggles. You note that when he's pulling the glove back on to his left hand, it is painful for him to put it on, but he gets it on.
Hold on just a second. I see his hand. So can I see your hand for a second? And my eyes glow very brightly. And I'm trying to heal the burn on his hand.
How does that work?
It takes some of my power and it basically transfers it into his hand and it heals it. For fluff-wise, I figured it's healed until the next time he uses his power.
Okay. The boils will start to diminish, and the redness of the skin diminishes. Yeah, it's obviously still very scarred. It's a very scarred hand, but the painful lesions and burns have all gone. He says, "Wow, I would be careful. That is a very rare power here."
Well, that's One of them.
And he
But, you know,
pulls the glove back on.
we are here to help as well if we can. Where we can.
So,
I get-
Daniel,
Yeah,
can I interrupt you for 1 second?
sure.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, that's 5 seconds.
Check your text, please.
So the burns are gone. He pulls the glove back on, and he pulls he pulls the glove back on, and he begins to say thank you. His mouth opens to say those words, and there is a huge sound as the building around you explodes into flame. You can see the people that were that were still getting their food have all been blasted out of the building into the street, and Aaron was blasted away from you as you had just finished your healing, his body flying through the windows in a crumpled form and rolling out into the street.
Was it him?
It doesn't look like it, but it was a lot of fire.
So on my
Okay.
way, I guess in the explosion, I try to grab both of them, but I guess I miss Aaron, and I'm able to get.
Roll me a reflex save, Justin.
Can I see if I stay on my feet?
Sure. Well, it's
fly
a
and all
big explosion. Have Justin roll first.
Okay.
So when you say reflex, you mean dexterity or agility?
A dexterity. Love you.
Wait, which child was that?
I know, right?
That must be a non Daniel child unit.
You guys know all. I have like 15 kids. We traded.
That turn is so great.
We traded Kale for my niece this week.
Oh, okay.
Last week we had traded Lily for my nephew.
Exactly.
So
Now he gets 4 kids on his tax return this year.
That's right. That's how you game the system. Mark, check your text.
Will do. No.
Okay.
All right. So
In the future, because that was the first. Do we talk about that? Or is that an off?
That's how do you want to handle it?
Talk about it. We can talk about it after the fact, or do you want? Is that part of the sponsorship you want to talk about?
Yeah. So someone very generously donated $10 to add a plot point so that Aaron Rodgers got killed right there. Which I didn't know if you were going to go for, actually. And I was like, maybe I should put some kind of restriction on that. I don't know.
We'll roll with it until it becomes something I can't roll with.
All right.
Killing off main characters.
But just so you know, Mark. True, very very true, Justin. You need to be as specific as they are with letting me know.
Okay.
And I'm sure that you just did. But
I did. I sent you exactly what I got sent. Yeah.
Then you're good. Okay, so you guys are in a burning bakery. Justin, what did you roll? 24. You were able to pull Aeon from the fire as the fire is starting to consume you. You super speed out of the building, kind of pulling Aeon behind you, and end up just ahead of the flame and busted glass. Aaron flew spinning right past you to land in a ball outside on the street, his body still smoldering. The building itself is still burning.
Save
So I look-
whoever's in there. I'm going after Rogers.
Before he says, I look to him and say, can you heal that?
I'm going to find out.
So you move over to the crumpled form of
I
Aaron
take
Rodgers.
all the build-up power within me and transfer it to Rogers. And can I use a hero point? I got one to do so. I've never exhausted this much power before, so I think I might be able to do it. He's only mostly dead. And it keeps to what they were saying, what they asked for. Because he did technically die.
So normally we would have a power point be spent to use a power in a way for a power stunt that you don't normally have. I'm not sure if healing can bring people back from the dead.
Well, that's why I need to use a hero point, because it's not power I normally have.
Does anybody have the power for necromancy?
Technically, he would still have his brain would still be alive, and I'm just re-energizing his body so that way his brain realizes that it's still alive.
Hey, do you want zombies? Because that's how you get zombies.
I mean, I'm
As long as he's alive.
How are you going to put the fact that his brain is over there, there, and there?
Hey, he did not describe that in the scene. He's just a crumpled.
He did mention something about watching the guy melt like the Raiders of the Lost Ark Nazi dude. So, there is a problem there.
I'm just saying, his brain is multiple places. So he's alive, but dismembered.
Well, he wouldn't be alive if his brain's gone. I'd obviously have to regenerate that, and then he'd be fine.
Yay, family show.
Brains are not necessary for being a functional human being. There are lots of examples of that walking around right now.
I have no comment on that, John.
That's rough.
I know you don't want to call attention to yourself, Nick.
Dan,
you could always try. I just don't know whether it's going to work.
Hey Dan, so is that going to work, or?
You can try.
Well, I'm going to try. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm doing.
Make a healing check.
A healing check. Touch. $25.
You expel all of the energies within you. You have never done anything even close to this before.
And
because your body, you've never used your powers to actually resurrect anyone before from beyond the point of death, and Aaron was very, very, very dead. As you pour your healing energies into him and feel it draining out of you across and into him, the form that was Aaron sits up. Its wounds haven't been healed, but it sits up. And it is still very extremely damaged. It looks at the crumpled form that is now Aeon and looks at Surge and then turns around and begins to lope/run off.
I kind of gently bring him back.
So That's going to be a grapple. Because everybody that you've done that to so far has been willing. So that's going to be effectively like a melee attempt.
So fighting?
You also note that as the thing that used to be Aaron Rodgers is running away, it's screaming. Like blood curdling, end of everything screaming. And that would be let me look it up real quick. That's not it. Come on. You son of a gun. This book is sometimes so backwards.
I know, right?
As you are taking a good look at it, Surge, you see that it's in its eyes. Its eyes are glowing white, but it's strange because the white energy seems to be flowing around its eyes as well, and there's like black dots floating in the white.
So it looks kind of like Aeon's power, but corrupted.
That's not how I meant it, but sure, yeah. That is kind of actually what it looks like. Aeon's eyes are like white energy, but on the eyeball. This is like
an aura.
White. This is like a white aura around its eyes that's kind of flowing like a nebulous cloud with black lines and black dots in it. Give me a perception check.
Yay, fireworks.
Just for the record, I have my laptop and I've got like 15 windows open. So when you roll, thank you. The only time that you remember seeing something even close to this was when you've seen the surfer actively using his power.
When you say I've seen something close to this, on him or on the people around him?
Like, you know how I said earlier there's like power effects, like the Scarlet Witch in the MCU has that red energy that she uses, like different powers to show that they're being used have different effects.
Yeah.
The power cosmic has like a white nebulous power that has like that's got a black outline and black dots, like bubbles like floating through it. That's what you see surrounding the eyes of the thing that used to be Aaron Rodgers.
Do I know offhand
The thing that used to be
where,
Aaron Rodgers.
before I ask it out loud, do I know offhand where Silver Surfer is?
You know that he is...
Don't we have all the comms?
Well,
You
that's what I'm saying.
do.
That's why I asked. I said before I ask it
Yeah.
out loud.
No, so you know that his... You're not sure where he is, but you knew he was going the opposite direction as you. But you know that you can get him on comms.
Okay. I quickly go, Surfer, where's your current location?
Surfer and Blindfold, let's jump to you. You guys have been traveling, trying to follow the fuzzy power cosmic source that was in the opposite direction of the bakery. And you kind of speed up a little bit on your surfboard to try to catch up with it. It was fastened, not fastened, but it was moving along with the bottom of the monorail. Mm-hmm. As you get closer, you can see that there is some kind of battery, and the battery is glowing blue and kind of has like a foggy miasma that's floating around it, and it's actually not hidden. It's just attached. It is what is powering the monorail. You also see that there's a couple other sources moving around. Now that you know what you're looking for, moving around within the city, and one much larger source of what you believe is cosmic energy, moving around closer in the direction of where Surge and Aeon went.
Okay. So wait, I actually need to make this distinction. So is this cosmic power or the power cosmic proper?
Okay.
Because the power cosmic is something different than cosmic power. Like the power cosmic can only be given out by Galactus. That's why I was
giant nerd.
I know. Sorry.
Okay. Because for me, the terms are interchangeable, and you're absolutely right, they shouldn't be.
They should be. It's just Marvel.
These blue batteries are cosmic power.
Okay.
As if they are fed off of something using cosmic power. The larger thing seems to be the power cosmic.
Okay, then we're turning and heading that direction. And I say,
Yeah.
hold on. And then pull a 180.
Blindfold holds on. Hey, hang on. Let me...
His body flies off.
I rolled well. Blindfold holds on.
You turn around and speed back towards it. As you're getting close, you can actually see and hear screams, sirens. You can see that there's...
bread.
Yeah, well, not just burning bread, burning everything. And because you guys travel super, super fast, you can see as you are beginning to turn, you haven't started traveling back that direction yet, Surge comes over the comms and says, what'd you say again, Surge? Surfer, what's your 20? Yeah, what's your location? Yep.
Are you at the epicenter of that explosion? It seems like there's power cosmic there.
What's your current location?
I detect where Surge is.
Okay, so I was telling you earlier, your detect doesn't work except for the
In here.
In here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your detect actually isn't picking anything up.
So he's not in here?
No. In here, you have a static field within the dome.
Mm-hmm.
So your detect, your long-range perception isn't working in this dome. Except for cosmic power and the power cosmic.
Oh.
Which
Okay.
is...
So my
fuzzy
cosmic
at
tracking
best.
is not working at
Yeah.
all. Okay.
You're right.
All right, got it.
But based on what you can deduce from this and from comms, you're probably 4 miles away.
5 miles away?
That's a really long distance, like a mile away.
I was just... Yeah, it's most likely a mile away.
Travel time, normally, from what they were going.
I look for
What
a street sign, if there's one near where we're at.
You are on 81st and Main.
We're on 81st and Main.
And then a half second later, I show up with Aaron Rodgers' body.
So we still have to roll for it. Because again...
Well, I did. It was a 17.
Oh, okay. You did roll fighting. How do I roll just secretly?
I think it's /GM roll, maybe?
There's a checkbox, I believe, if you're trying to do that as well, but... Or, sorry, at the very bottom where it says as, I believe you can do it as a certain person, as GM, if you're the...
Or you can if you be Stan Uatu, because I assume that's you, Uatu, you can do that and then just type /GM roll space the die roll you want to make, and it'll send it to yourself.
So as you go to reach for him, he is deftly dodging out of the way of your super speed as you are trying to capture him. Something is not right.
Many things are not right.
He's a wily one. I say, okay.
Dr. Wiley?
Try
Oh,
again.
no.
7th in Maine, which is totally where I'm at.
And then 5 seconds later, we appear.
You note that the thing that was Aaron Rodgers is trying to pull up a manhole cover, and has it half pulled up because Justin keeps stomping it back down, or Surge keeps stomping it back down, as you arrive. And for you, Silver Surfer, I would say the hair on the back of your neck stands up, except you don't have hair, but you still have goose pimples. So, you sense the power cosmic floating off of...
Emanating from him, perspiring from his body.
Yeah, emanating from him. And as he looks up at you with a feral look, you can see that the power that is coming off of him is very similar, if not exactly the same, as the power you behold.
How is this possible? I'm going to...
You're going to have to ask Aeon, but we can tackle that question once we take care of this problem.
I'm going to double tap the bottom of the map bracelet.
Hi, how can I help you today?
There's been an explosion at whatever crossroads we're at the bakery.
We know emergency services are on their way.
Yes, and somehow there is something here that is exuding alien energies.
That's
That isn't him.
different.
That isn't me.
You're an alien?
Yes. Lots to discuss later, but I'm sending you a chat log of what's been going on up until this point, and I'll send our comms if I can. If I can't, I'll say I've got a comm system that you can validate.
Yeah, you have
after the
a computers of 0. You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Somebody can show me later.
IT, can you go ahead and send this guy our logs? IT?
What should we do with this individual? Do you have some kind of response team?
This individual?
The one that is exuding the alien powers.
You can tell he has no idea.
I can attempt to contain him. I just don't know if it'll work.
If you feel that you can do so safely, feel free. We didn't have any of that level of security heading down, but I'll make sure that they're on their way.
Thank you. And then I'm going to set blindfold down. Like
Blindfold is set down.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna try to do a drive-by and catch Aaron Johnson.
You pull out your lock and perform a drive-by.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It turns out you catch Aaron Johnson, but you wanted to catch Aaron Rodgers instead.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, Aaron Rodgers. Damn it.
Hey, this is an adult show now. Or, I mean, a family show.
Nobody could catch Aaron Rodgers. Have you seen that boy run?
Even as a Packers fan, have you seen his collarbone broken because of being caught?
No, I haven't.
All right, so you have to make an attack check against the target.
Okay. So then... just unarmed attack, I guess?
Yeah, yeah. If that's what you're using to grab them.
So it says +3, so I guess just die 20 plus 3.
Uh-huh.
1d20 plus 3. Can I...
You cannot.
It says I can trade effect DC for attack bonus, and it's DC 15.
Oh, for damage?
Yeah, and because I don't want to... No, it's called accurate attack. I trade like effect DC for attack bonus. That's all it says.
Right. So your damage DC would be the effect DC that you're changing, and so you're going to subtract some from that to add to your attack bonus.
Yeah, because I'm actually not trying to damage him. I'm just trying to accurately grab him.
Right.
So how much am I allowed to do?
I think it's 5. I think it's 5.
Okay, so I only have DC 15, or does that lower by 1 for 1, or is it 1 for 5?
I think it lowers 5 for 1 for
5
1.
for 1. Oh, 1 for
Yeah.
1. Okay. All
So
right,
5 for 5.
So then it'd be DC 10, but then be +8. Okay. So +8. 16.
Okay. And against his parry.
Were those guys with that $1 thing so you can re-roll your score?
Did that happen? I didn't see that.
No, I have no idea. I don't have Twitch, but I was saying this is a good time for that.
Oh,
So a 16 is not high enough
okay.
to capture.
Again?
And he slips through your drive-by and manages to pry up the manhole cover, and is in the process of diving into the manhole.
I attempt to tackle him.
So you would be making a grab as well, and so that's going to be an attack action.
Please
I don't
roll
think
higher
I'm
than
tackling him.
16.
I'm trying to like gut punch him down, like across, like I'm running through him. I'm not trying to wrap him.
So you're just straight up making an attack.
Softly, a non-lethal,
Like
So-
a bludgeoning attack.
It's going to be an unarmed attack, is what it's going to be, unless you have an attack that you want to do. I mean, in the end, if you remember, there's no hit points in this, right? So
Yeah.
you're going to punch, and if you punch him hard enough, you'll knock him out. If you don't punch him hard enough, he's just going to be kind of winded, and since he's already halfway into the sewer, he might end up in the sewer.
So yeah,
when
once you just try to grab him again. But this time,
So-
roll good.
I try to speed. I should have done that. Well, I
Yeah.
try to speed strike.
So
With a-
that misses him. A 13 misses him.
And then I just straight up,
Because you missed him.
because I missed him. And he's wilier than I would have expected for a not really totally there person.
As he moves, the openings, for the areas where the burn like tore away muscle and you can see bone, you can see that same kind of energy filling that gap and altering his capabilities, enhancing him.
Filling the gap, do you mean like replacing, or do you mean like...
Like if he's missing this much flesh,
Yeah. It's now translucent.
it's now energy that it has a miasma that is the same black and white energy.
I can tap into the power cosmic.
It's still screaming, by the way, and it drops into the sewers. You can hear a splash as it connects with the liquid at the bottom of the sewer. Aeon, you are conscious, but you are winded, very, very winded.
Oh.
It feels like it feels. Well, I don't even have an example for you. Your energy is completely drained.
Yeah, I'm just laying there.
Yep.
I say for everyone to back up from me for like 20 feet. No one come near me unless you want your powers drained. I don't think I control it at this point. I'm too wiped.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna follow, and I'm gonna go flop and go astral projecting, chasing after him.
As you fall into the sewer, you note that the area here is extremely small. You look down into one of the tubes and you can see that which was Aaron Rodgers is doing a Shawshank down a pipe, and it's moving. It's like crawling, moving with incredible speed, and its limbs are moving in ways that normal limbs shouldn't move.
Something is very wrong here.
Only I create the best stuff.
Or his mutation is different from what we thought at first.
As emergency services start to arrive,
Wait, are we going to get extra rounds to act?
yes, but they're starting to arrive. They were
Okay.
arriving before. They're
Okay.
just starting to arrive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still your actions.
Okay.
But
'Cause
as they start to arrive, you can see that there are some other mutants that are helping pick up some of the people that had been blown back by the explosion. Like, there's stuff going on around you.
I'm
You can still easily sense Aaron Rodgers, or
yeah,
the
what
thing
was
that was,
yeah.
as it's squeezing through the pipes below you.
So the question is, are there a bunch of hurt people out here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All
some of them are not far away from Aeon. And it looks like Aeon is doing everything in his power, what little control he still
Save
has,
them.
to not kill them right now.
All right. So
Try to shoot.
Everything coming away from me.
on my
Maybe
turn,
Aeon should live here instead of in civilized society.
on my turn, I'm going to ride to Aeon, put Aeon on the board, and shoot him
I
straight up.
absorb energy from him.
That's fine.
Shoot him straight up
Yes, straight up.
like a catapult.
No. He's gonna stay. It's like one of those express elevators, where you're like smushed to the floor. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna get him up about 100 feet or so to where he can't
Bless you.
affect anybody on the ground.
All right.
And he'll probably absorb some of my energy at that point, but that was kind of the first part. Get him on there, up, and then I'm gonna start healing people.
Do you want me to do the absorb energy rolls or?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Both of you are going to be still a little winded as you're repowering and he's pulling power from you, but it's fine. Blindfold, you follow it through the sewer, because I'm assuming you're Caspering, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am just focusing on following.
Yeah. And Surge.
Well, I was going to start moving people back, but I guess he flew up into
No,
the...
it takes time for him to fly Aeon up, then to heal a little bit and come back. So you spending time helping with triage and moving bodies back and helping with the rest.
landing zone, just in case, they want to land in the middle of that, and...
You can see that the majority of the medical is, there are a couple what look like EMTs that are flyers, but everyone else is coming in vehicles, and they are essentially smaller versions of a Quinjet, like a ambulance Quinjet hover vehicle. All of the other vehicles here are all wheeled or tracked, but these use the same kind of ramjet technology.
Okay.
Excuse me. As you make your way back down, I'll come back to you, Blindfold. As you make your way back down, Silver Surfer.
Who's
Silver
making his
Surfer.
way back down?
Huh?
Silver Surfer and Aeon. As
I'm
you
not
make your way
bringing
back,
him back down.
huh?
I'm not bringing him back down.
What range is your heal?
I'm not trying to heal him.
I know you're healing the people down here.
Yeah, it's 30. It's a 30-foot dome, a 30-foot radius sphere. So
So you have to lower anyway. I think I'm fine.
Well,
my
no.
friend can bring me to the ground.
I think he can point at an area and heal 30 feet in that area. I just wasn't sure what that range was.
it's a burst area, 30-foot radius. So it's around me.
Okay, so you have to come back down then.
I never
you're
went
gonna
up.
heal-
That was my point. I put him on the board and shot him up.
Yeah.
So that he's away from all the people.
Oh.
And then
you
I walked to the people while shooting him up into
Oh,
the...
see the way it sounded like you grabbed me and took me up.
Oh,
Because
no.
he has to heal
Yeah, that's
from
what I
you.
thought too.
Well,
And-
I guess take the energy from the board. It's still
Not-
part of it.
Not to game the system, but you don't have Grant flight. Until now, you've always been on the board with the people that were flying.
Okay.
You smart Alec. But that's fine.
That's
If you
fine.
send him up, he's not going to be able to heal from you when you're down here and he's up there.
I
But
know.
at least you're putting him somewhere safe.
Right.
I can.
What's your distance?
1,000 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Well, I wouldn't have known
I don't
that.
use that at range.
I only put him 100 feet up, so I wouldn't have known that.
Well,
Yeah,
good news. Good thing I brought everybody away.
Yeah, no, he's still feeding from everybody on the friggin' island.
Yep.
Just a little bit from everyone.
Just a
Grandma,
tip.
what's wrong?
I got a headache. I'm
Okay.
really tired.
So you start beginning to heal people in the radius, Mark. As you are healing people, you give me a perception check, Silver Server.
Yep. I think it's +9. I just got to double check. Perception is... Where is that on the sheet? I always lose it.
It's page 2, I think.
Oh, that's why. Page 2. Yes.
Skill.
+9. Okay. +9. So roll one die. 20 plus 9 is 11.
So it takes you a bit, but as you're focusing on healing and you're trying to focus on limiting the damage elsewhere, you hear people start saying, "Oh, I'm so glad she's here. Oh, she'll help us. She'll help us." And it's almost as if sunlight itself appears behind you. You see a golden chrome woman floating down from the sky,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately recognize it as the source of the power cosmic.
And is
And-
this somebody I recognize?
No, but you know for sure it's a herald. And your eyes lock, and she knows what you are, and you know what she is, and that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, if you'd like to support us, as we kind of mentioned in the mid-game promo, you can always click the subscribe button here on our Twitch page, or you can head over to patreon.com/gamersledge, where you can get your name on every single show that we do, just like the fine folks coming up have. And for John, for Nick, for Justin, for Daniel, and for myself, thanks for watching. Till next time, game on!
Game on!
Don't forget to drink
What do I do with those?
Remember.
What? Justin?
If I have spare bit, what can I do with those?
Well, if you have spare bits, you can spend them to actually interact with us while we play the game. Just like somebody did who was very generous that spent $10 to do a plot point. So thank you for everybody for participating. And until next time, game on.
Game on.
So, are we ending?
Credits.
Yeah, you gotta wait credits.
Okay.